am a nighttime designer. So my area is 50% of the world's time. And from my point of view, night is a place as well as a time. And my job here at this point is to initiate the possibilities of placemaking after dark, or creative uses and participatory possibilities for people in their cities after dark. Well, I was a filmmaker from high school on, and so I've always been interested in narrative and expose. And from there, I was also parallel a community activist. And so now I've put the two together. So I have no formal training. Just experience, mentors, from film to large-scale projections hand-painted on glass prior to any digital mechanisms, to fashion, architectural, and in the end, just want to be where people are, which is outdoors in public space. At this point, my aims are to bring people together, and the ways to do that and to build better communities through light and through, really is through light. I am a lighting designer. I say I'm a nighttime designer, but really in the end, my best practice and profession is working with light and its malleable, magical properties. But I think I've found that bringing people together and kind of moving forward with ideas and applications and research. I know I'm very conceptual. Let's think one great thing. I think the project that I did in Seattle, which is called Dreaming in Color, is one of my very best projects, which is 9 metal mesh screens over 250 feet, 50 by 30, capture light that feathers down onto the ground plane, and that you see each scrim. That is a 3-dimensional color field. I think that's probably one of my better works. And the other would be a lighting pilot called Smart Everyday Nighttime Design in Cartagena in Colombia, which tries to answer the question, how can we build better communities and stronger connections with light? That was incredibly exciting. What I've seen over my years is that technology just makes everything easier. So when I was etching gobos with muriatic acid and then finally doing them through a service, optically, you just see that progression. When I was doing hand painting on glass, now we can project through digital narrative. We can also reshape color and form through materials. What's interesting about technology is that we can produce the images and the creative aspirations that we have more easily. What's difficult and bad about technologies is sometimes things are too easy. So there was a conversation today about the 16 million colors. So it's a lighting joke, basically. So yes, we have 16 million colors, but pick 3 and do not use any more than 3. It's that sort of thing. Well, you can pick the perfect 3. So I think technology allows us to become more fluid in our use of light, for example. Technology now allows us to be more responsive, whether it's for people or the environment or displaying information. There are some great tools. And I guess I just always have to say that they can be used poorly or they can be used brilliantly. We're using the term, instead of smart lighting, for example, we're using the term responsive lighting now. And I think the difference between International Nighttime Design Initiative, which is my organization or consortium, is that everything we do is community-based, so people-based. And so whether we're computer experts or lighting scientists or urban designer or social researcher, which we are all those things, the point is that, here at Signify, you would say the user, okay? If we talked about the community or the citizens or the stakeholders, we want to learn from them how to create the best night or illuminated environment that will really help them in their lives, that will help them get out on the streets, will help them use public space. So that kind of response of basically to plan. We want to plan for responsive light scenarios in cities. There are a lot of different layers. So let's just start with energy consumption. The baseline of reducing energy consumption is very important. So for the way that I work or that the people I work with, we're involved in street lighting, we're involved in public lighting. So it's very important that we study the reduction of energy consumption as part of our design. Now there's lots and lots of research and outcomes, some of which may or may not be fully true about wildlife, insects, health, cancer, sleep. There's a litany of concerns. I have seen so much research up and down and sideways, and I've seen popularized research that later is refuted, that I take the announcement of outcomes and facts about health, the environment, a little bit carefully. My greatest concern, where I can stand, where I feel like I can do something, is about people and their relationship to public space, people and their relationship to each other in public space, elevating the possibilities of what we can do, if it's cultural, if it's getting out and interacting, if it's playing, if it's music, if it's ways that we can be more active in public space, in our environment that we own, that belongs to us. So that has to be really my full attention has to be on this. And there, I think we all have to focus on the different aspects as we can. It would be nice if we had more facility to create places of freedom and joy. So that would be environments we could go to. That would be places we could depend on. That would be places near transportation where we have to go. That would be places in a park that we could go at midnight. That would be places that we could share and play with light. So actually what I mean is change in policy. Part of what's so difficult in public space and light are the barriers, not of technology, not of desire, not of good designers, but the difficulties of liability and policy, in a sense. So really what I would really like is the ability to educate and convince those who are in charge of city services, whom I work with a lot, I want a magic language where I could really express the strong possibilities, the strong probabilities of creating better spaces in cities, why that might be important, why that might be helpful, besides economic outcomes, besides safety outcomes, but really that, as we have heard, parks are better for people, or, greenery. There's a lot about growth and parks and greenery and botanical and horticultural that is now being proved is good for our health. I would like to see a case study about light in public space and its value to urban public health that we could count on, that was compelling. I'm Leni Schwendinger, and I'm a nighttime designer.